Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you with a weekend update. We got a lot to talk about with Zereth Mortis going live this past week. Many things. Look, where's Mora? There he is. She was just cleaning momentarily ago. We got another Transformer reveal from the museum list this weekend. All kinds of fun stuff. Why don't we jump into this, shan't we? Dr. Fox back here with you with the weekend update. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm sorry that the sound is still got some mic issues, but we're going to have to try to work through this. But Zereth Mortis has gone live, so are a bunch of you folks kind of running around still doing some of that? Have you gone back to Korthia doing that? Have you completely eradicated it and kind of move on? Just share it with me. There's been a lot of little updates that have been coming. Thankfully, they fixed the new treasure patch. It allows for them to spawn much faster. There's like these 6 major treasure chests out there. How are you holding up this first week? What have you accomplished? I've hit friendly so far. I'm plugging away at my dailies, at least trying to do that. And I've been going back to do daily Ugala. And then let's see, there more. There's cipher of the first ones. So there's a lot of item level gear. For a lot of people have been asking me about a lot of the item level gear to level 1 through 6. If you get that cipher of the first one's unlocked. I've gotten the first 2. The third one was like 3 days on it. And so I think mine's going to be unlocked tomorrow for that one. I think I have another day and like 16 hours from yesterday it was. So I think I've got about another day or so. So when this not goes live, but if it goes live, it should be the next following day or so. I should be getting it by Sunday night-ish, maybe Monday, to hit that 4th one. But the 4th one, you need an extra item to be able to get that. But I know a lot of people don't like having to grind the Great Vault. The good news about the Great Vault is now it's come down by a couple of points. You don't have to grind out so many to get. But I'm just like, why can't it be like one boss to get a piece at the end of the week? Why is it got to be 6? So granted, it was more than that. I get it, okay, but again, it all depends, and there's pros and cons. Everyone's gonna have their variation of how they feel about this whole thing. So I think with that, we'll leave that in your hands about how you really feel about that. If we look at item levels, at least there is the weak key from tier plus 15. If you're able to do a plus 15 mythic, you can get up to a 278 a week in that, if that helps a little bit. The world bosses right now are dropping around the 259s. I have seen, I think I've gotten a couple. I'm still at tier 1 with the cipher of the first ones. So I'm not seeing much better. I'm getting blue pieces, mostly 236s that are dropping. I have caught a few pet battles over there. But the world bosses for that. There are crafting items now, for instance, like the jewel crafter will help you upgrade, like, say, your necklace with the different crafters of the mark. You can get up to item levels 233 for 4. For tier 5, you can go up to 262. You can do one piece. There is, if you go to Rafig, I think the character's name is that. He's over on the right side. There's another little town on the right side of Zigamortis, I'm calling it. I should just start calling it ZM for short. He's a relic seeker. He's got pieces there for 246. But you've got to get these items that are called like the Sand Wind Relics. I've gotten a few of those. I've been doing the daily quests, and then they also have a few daily quests that come up with little icons, and you've got your blue exclamation daily quests. I've been doing each of those for each side. They're giving you some of the points. There is some treasures. For 2, you can try to do some of the puzzles, but if you spend 9, I know that's spending a lot of points, and I need those points to get my gear up, because if you keep putting points into the cipher of the ones to get your item level up, you'll start getting that next level of gear dropping for you. And so if that helps any, they will be able to let you do a legendary. There'll be an option to upgrade for legendaries, the Unity Waste 265, but that comes, I think that's chapter 5 when that we thought we were getting chapter 4 next week. No, they're going to have the raid drop this Tuesday. Then Chapter 4 is the following Tuesday, and then Chapter 5 is the following Tuesday after that. So we should have flying around March. Oh, where's the date? I just wrote down my date. But if you do your math, look at your calendar. It's literally, I think we'll try to touch on that more in the calendar of what's coming as well. The raid bosses, 11 boss raid, that's going to be opening this week. A lot of streamers are starting to get some of the YouTube content providers, they're getting up their raid videos. Make sure to catch up on those before you go into it. Just try to prep for that to the best of your ability, or at least try to watch it at least once, just to give you an idea. Before that the 3 last bosses will give you item level 259 on normal, 252. Heroics is 265 to 272. Mythic is 278 to 285 when that becomes available. Sadly, the LFR is only 239 to 246. So that's looking for group. Sadly, if you run your regular dungeons, there's normal is 210 for pieces. Thankfully, they're upping those pieces better now, thankfully. Heroic, 223. Mythic, 226. Mythic plus 15, 262s. Then we start getting into like PvP and PvE rankings. And you got like rank 7 around 242. PvE starts around 203, sadly. PvP 239. I mean, these are still higher numbers than they were from the last season, if that helps any. Conquest upgrade gear is another option. PvE starts at 249, goes up to 275. And then PvP goes from 266 to 285. As well as if you get the creation catalyst system, won't come until a chapter that drops on April 19th. That puts us approximate, but that is an option where you can take non-tier gear and upgrade that to tier, because they'll start having the tier gear drop, and giving people an option to be able to do that if, God forbid, they don't want to have to do the horrific Mythic Plus grind, or getting the world's first situation in that. If we look at conduits real quick, when you get to, I got to friendly, you can buy an item for 226 to get those items up to, just to help with that little extra power for your character. Thankfully I had it already from the vendor off to the right of the flight master in Orbos. So I had that one upgraded for me to 226. But this does give you an option there when you hit friendly. When you hit, revered, you can get one to upgrade all your conduits up to 239. So that's pretty good. But boy, if you want to get one of the 3 achievements for Vessel of the Predator possibilities, you need like Souls Intertwined, Keystone Hero, Elite, Mythic, Sepulture of the Ones. You've got to do and get this specific item. Then you can do this long horrible grind to get an item that will upgrade 278. It's almost like end content, complete end content, if you really want to get your conduits up to 278. Though a lot of people are going to be knowing, I'm leaving my conduits behind when we move on to the next expansion. And when you start a new expansion, you always start to have better gears. So when you go get your gears, get some gears. So you'll be able to get your gears on that stuff too. Just a couple of quick tips, if that helps any, while you're out and about. While I'm in Zereth Mortis, I'll try to use, I stocked up and had my engineer, and they were fairly cheap beforehand. I think a lot of people caught on, so the price went up quite a bit, depending on your server, of course, is to get some stacks of Goblin Gliders. They really help when you can kind of climb up and then make a quick glide down really quick. Great news, that really quick toy whistle that you get in Korthia, highly recommend that. It gets you on a Ghost Bear, and it will just run really fast for a little bit. It will start to slow. When it slows down, I usually just jump on a regular mount, because the regular mount's slightly faster than it being tired out. And I don't really go, but it can help you to get to here and there a little quicker. There are some transports. I didn't mean to do this. I went really high up and I fell off the edge trying to get to a treasure, and I died. And it actually put me on a little island up above that I was going to go check out once I got flying anyway. I'll talk about that momentarily. But it ended up putting me up there, and there was another, I think there was another transport up there that I clicked on. I think it was, or another reading cipher unit up there. I think it was something like that. But I remember, and then there was another treasure up there too, and boy, some of these are really challenging to get. I mean, you thought the ones in Korthia were a little struggling to get on those trees and make those awkward jumps and things. I mean, they're really making you work for these treasures, trying to make the. Like I said, I only tried to get the minimum 5 I needed for. So to get flight, you need to get 5 specific or special kinds of treasures. You've got to kill 10 different types of elite. It can't just be the same, all 10 of the same one. It's got to be 10 different of those elites on that page of all the elites that they list under one of your achievements. You'll see it. I wish I should have wrote down the name of the achievement that you get for flying so you could see it. Then there's like the Tales of, and thank goodness I had another streamer that had done where the tails were located. And to be honest, when you go there, they don't appear if you stand right on top of them. You got to back up a little bit and give them a moment, and then the scroll sort of appears. It's a little wonky, and I had to wait for a couple of them a few times. But you're going to need to get those, I think, six chapter little tail scrolls to pick up. You're going to need that. So we got 5 different treasures, 10 bosses. You got your 6 tails. And then you've got to do the chapters up to, you can do the first 2. The next chapter won't be available till, I think it was chapter 4 coming next, but that's the following week. We said March 8th? 16th? Wait, I'm getting my dates mixed up, but in a couple weeks. Because this Tuesday is raid. The following week will be chapter 4. Then the week after will be chapter 5. And so on. And then, of course, as that tier goes, the following week we get access to the final 3 raid bosses. The first 8 you get access to. It's a really, really long raid, similar to what we had over in Mechagon. There was a whole bunch of bosses you had to run through. Eventually they'll probably do the same thing, and they did mention it, that they're going to probably break it up like halfway through. So there's that option as well about doing it that way for you as well. So I hope some of those little things help. The good news is they added a Forge of Bonds, and they added Anime Deposit by an NPC that's near the little pool of water right near the little inn where you kind of hearth. And I set my hearth there. I'm telling you, it really has helped. Like, this is what I do when I go to any new area. I'll set my hearth to whatever nearest inn I can, and then when I get over there. And sometimes if there was this the other day, there was a bunch of quests sort of almost on the right side. I know you're looking at it from the other mirror image of me, but to me, it's my right side of the map. So I took the transport over to it, and then I was able to kind of do those, and then go down, do those, and then come back, or just hearth back, and then run up, turn in the dailies, and go from there. Yes, that's what it was. Chapter Icy Veins said it was Chapter 4, March 8th. There we go. And then Chapter 5, March 15th. We should have flying by March 15th. So that was the... That was the big date that everybody's waiting for. Just if you're able to at least get the chapters caught up. And that's actually going to give us a couple extra weeks. That'll help my other half when he starts being able to have an opportunity. He hasn't been able to play as of late, so for a list of reasons. But we hope to get him caught up on it on his first couple chapters as well. And I'm going to try to help him while I'm doing my dailies, because I've also been doing not just the dailies there in Zereth Mortis, but also to Ugala, and you could probably see it. I have my main character set right there in Blade's Edge. I'm going to do the Ugala quest real quick, then I hearth back, and then do my daily really fast. And then when I'm done for the day, I bring my character back up there. Just trying to get those 2 worked on until my weekly reset on Tuesday, because I got a ow. Okay, Mora, ow. You guys couldn't see it on camera. They're probably wondering why I suddenly went nutty there. She was digging in, and I gotta trim her knives for fingers again. But it's really sweet when, but she's digging in quite often. I think this week is we're gonna do another. When I say mini con, I really kind of meant mini bot, because there are actual different types of mini cons, and I will show those at another time. But this, I thought we'd do Wind Charger this week, and the one I had was kind of breaking up, and I wish I had looked closer. I didn't seem to find any stickers because I remember them having a sticker to cover this little screw. Because I remember he had an Autobot symbol right there. And this is Wind Charger. He's really having a hard time transforming this week. I really hope that like someone didn't decide to be evil and like stick super glue on these or something. Because he's having it's just. Well, he was brand spanking new coming out of the reissue line, that's why. And I'm glad that they made that, because after just a little while with Wind Charger, my old one, the poor thing just... Let me see if I can put him up there. Here we go. This is the Gen 1 Wind Charger from our Transformer Reveal Museum this week. I thought we'd do the weekend reveal of Wind Charger. This used to be one of the little mini cons I had. I always wanted one of these types of little like Corvette type cars. And look, you can see it's got like bigger off-road tires, and I'll like put it over here on the, maybe you guys can see it better there. Yeah. So that, my friends, is Wind Charger this week. I thought we'd do Wind Charger before we got into I love my calendar kitties. Sweet little calendar kitties. I actually had to, I hope the microphone is sounding a little bit better. I had to go in and wipe my laptop out last night, and I literally put in this. Okay, there you go. See? I'm right there in the little Oogala city. And I had to just briefly, brand new, put in a few of my add-ons again, and I knew that those were going to start popping up with all this wonky stuff that I need to just clear out. Before we get into the calendar, I always clear these out just for the first time while they come up. And let's close those, and then we'll get in here. So we're on this weekend, of course. Has anyone tried to share with me? Have you tried the new Torghast course of Death Souls that's going on right now until the last day of February? Battlegrounds bonus event that's been continuing on till March 1st. PvP Brawl, Deep Wing Dunk as well. I've been leveling my my little gnome rogue. I've been flying her around doing I think 5 pet battles in just south of Elwyn Forest of Stormwind for her, and then I would hearth to Draenor, and I would do the little Alicia. Is that the Ashley? There we go. I would always go do Ashley really quick. And then I flew around and did like a few really fairly easy world quests in Shadowlands, and I did that with 20% with the 20% bonus with the war mode on. I got killed once. Only because when I landed, if I sit there for a little while, someone decides to be a poop head and just come up and go whack just to get a point when I haven't even had the opportunity to do anything. Not that I got crappy gear anyway. I mean, I have an heirloom, but it's still lower than your traditional stuff that starts with it. And so then we have Sepultura. The first ones that's going to be beginning. That's of course the big raid coming this week. Time Walking Dungeons back as well. Battlegrounds bonus event that's ending, as I had mentioned. The Deep Wing Dunk ends. PvP Brawl for you PvPers out there. War Song Scramble, that's beginning. Any other raids and whatnot that you run, I've got to wait for my 2 to reset. I made a big boo-boo last weekend. I was all excited. Tempest Keep resets on Tuesday, and then I go run it, and I killed Atar, the big, or Alor, or whatever, the big a fiery bird in the middle, and I forgot to put the hoodie on for the Ash Death Tongue or whatever that one is. And then I'd go to the Black Temple and been running that through just to get that Death Tongue or Deep Tongue or whatever they call that one again. That's with like Ashran or I forget the character's name now. He's got that sort of hooded Draenor character. He's missing some teeth and stuff. And Akuna, something like that. Akunda, something like that. Anyway, and I know someone's gonna correct me in the comments for that one. I know I'm pronouncing it. I always do this. Those that know me and know my channel know I botch these names terribly, even if I've heard them before. I just can't quite do it. And been working with my speech therapist, so we're plugging away. We got some paperwork that came in, and I had to leave this week. And then I've got to finish meeting him. So I wanted to get some of this weekend update done a bit early before that, so I won't be able to have a couple of sessions with them for I think it was a couple weeks last week and this week coming. But that's about it. I hope you're able to kind of plug through the last little bit of your final weekend of February. And then before we start a first good week in March, I know a lot of you, we put one of those little Q&As out there, and oh yeah, like 67.9% like myself is excited for spring to come, or were they excited for this last little bit that we had the other day, the little snow we had a little covering about 4 to 8 inches out there. I just went out and just quickly just cleaned off the front steps and a little path so they could at least get the mail to me anyway, and my luck, my car will be stuck again, but I'm trying not to use it until we really got to get out in another week or so for my appointment. And then I'm going to be gone. I don't know if I'm going to get time. I may have to do my weekend update a bit early. Depends on how next weekend unfolds, because I have to go to Connecticut then as well. So we'll have to kind of see how things kind of unfold. But for now, I think we'll leave it at that. And the following will also be, if you want your 10% wrap grind while you're working on Zereth Mortis out there, you'll get the Dark Moon Fair. Just be careful, because you can die easily until you can get your gear upgraded. And it's a bit of a grind. It's an exhausting grind, let me put it that way, to get that gear up. And I think with that, we're going to call it there. Take two things. Remember to call me next time when I'm on again. And you know the drill. Here's much more. And we will feel it. Bye-bye.